A Republican senator has suggested that the photograph of Mitch McConnell, published as proof of life that he's fine, might be fake. And this senator says he heard it from a source. Now, as we've talked about a lot in the last 2 weeks, Mitch McConnell's health has gotten more and more attention, especially over the last few days. After he was in the hospital for 28 days with no public statement as to why he was there, people wanted to know, is he alive? Is he on life support? Is he unconscious? And on Sunday, a photograph was released showing Mitch McConnell sitting next to his wife, Elaine Chao. We already looked at the picture and kind of went through a lot of the reasons that some people are questioning whether the picture is real or whether it is new. And then Senator Ron Johnson was asked about it. And instead of saying, I don't know enough about it to comment, Johnson says, I actually have a source that says the picture is an older picture. Maybe it's not a new picture. And there is a lot wrapped up in this. So let's first listen to Ron Johnson, then we will sort of break down each of the claims he makes.
The election. Now, Mitch McConnell, can we talk a little Mitch McConnell too? Because I saw a picture that I'm not sure I believe is actually Mitch McConnell from the hospital after what I've heard and what I've seen. Do you believe Mitch McConnell is the one who said, I'm okay, here's the picture of my wife, Elaine Chao, and I in that hospital bed?
Well, I just heard from some other source that was an older photo. So I really don't know. I haven't talked to Mitch. I certainly wish he and his family well. I hope he can recover. It's sad to watch people age, no matter who that person is. You know, I've served with Mitch McConnell for 16 years. Okay, obviously I disagree with him on a host of things, but I also know he loves this country. He loves the Senate. He reveres the Senate. So again, I do try and put the best construction on things. I try and look for the best in people. Mitch McConnell also loves his country, so I wish him well. I hope he recovers. I hope he can come back and contribute and vote with the president's agenda.
All right. So people keep referring to a 2023 Getty image. And what a lot of people are pointing out is, hey, look, Mitch McConnell is wearing the exact same red checkered shirt in the Getty image from 2023. So the picture that was released of Mitch McConnell must actually be from 2023. Now, there are a couple problems with that claim. Number one, Mitch McConnell is clearly wearing different glasses in the picture released on Sunday than he is in this 2023 picture. And people do wear the same shirts twice. He might have just worn that red checkered shirt more than once. If anything, it arguably proves the hospital photo is real because it is a shirt that Mitch McConnell has been independently documented to own. Now, there is another aspect to this, and this is what I think is the most important aspect. They never really said the picture was taken on Sunday. It was certainly implied. It was certainly insinuated. It was called a proof of life picture along with a statement. But that photograph may not have been taken on Sunday, and it may be an old picture. And families don't always release hospital pictures when they are talking about someone in the hospital. They might release a picture from when Mitch looked better. If indeed Mitch McConnell isn't doing well, but is recovering, let's just imagine for a second. They might say, listen, he doesn't look great. He is recovering, but he doesn't look great. Let's put out an older picture. Now, is it dishonest? I think to some degree it is, because if you're asking for proof of life, you want to see the state of Mitch McConnell right now. And the family might have said, we're not putting out a picture of what he looks like right now because we don't want to. Now, they could also be putting out an old picture because he's dead or because he's unconscious, or we just don't know. But the checking and the picture, he wore the same shirt 2023, I don't know that that really proves anything. Now, what caught my attention wasn't the shirt so much. It was how quickly the conversation moved from here's a photograph to maybe the whole thing is fake. And this is a habit that we've seen develop over the years. For a very long time, many Republican leaders have encouraged supporters to constantly believe they were being misled. The media is lying to you. The Justice Department is lying to you. The FBI is lying to you. Scientists are lying to you. Doctors are lying to you. Teachers, your kids' teachers are definitely lying to you. Election officials are lying to you. And that mindset has become automatic for a lot of these folks. And so you get a new piece of information, and the first reaction is immediately, I'm now suspicious. And then they look for evidence that confirms or reaffirms their suspicion. And that's what Senator Ron Johnson's comments really illustrate. Whether he genuinely thought this is an old picture or was repeating something he heard, it's not really the important part. The important part is I heard from a source. And that's enough. That's enough to publicly cast doubt on the health status of one of his own colleagues. And the irony to me is that once you teach millions of people that deception is everywhere, that instinct is not going to stay confined only to Democrats or to journalists or the government agencies that you don't like. Eventually, that's going to get turned inward. And so now a Republican senator's picture is very suspicious. And a Republican senator's medical condition requires a lot of speculation to figure out what's going on. And even information coming from your own side ends up getting filtered through the assumption that someone must be hiding something here. Now, I do think healthy skepticism is valuable. I am not completely convinced that Mitch McConnell is fine. I'm not completely convinced of that. And we shouldn't just blindly accept everything that we're handed. But skepticism works by asking for evidence, and suspicion works by assuming there's some hidden real story until and unless proven otherwise. And these are admittedly very different ways of looking at the world. AI is going to make this way harder to detect. I have the whole final section of my new book, Pay Attention, is about how AI is going to affect the creator space and the news media and political reporting and elections. Deep fakes are real. Image manipulation is now as easy as just typing into ChatGPT what you want. And so public officials should be careful before accepting digital media at face value, but they also should be careful before suggesting that something that might be authentic is actually fake. Because when you can dismiss every picture as AI and every video as AI, it becomes really difficult for society to agree on even the most basic facts. So Ron Johnson just made a comment that was like 30 seconds long, but it really gives us a glimpse into this political culture of suspicion as the default. And that is a habit that, listen, they've lost control of the monster that they built. If this topic is interesting, please do pre-order my book, Pay Attention. You can get one of the limited number of signed copies remaining at davidpakman.com/attention. That also has links to all the other ways to get the book. And if you want this particular book, this is not a green screen, by the way. Look at it. Whoops. The book fell. If you want, dear God, here's the book. If you want this specific copy, submit your pre-order receipt to info@davidpakman.com, and we'll put you in a raffle for this particular book. Thanks for watching. Check out another one of our videos and make sure to subscribe so YouTube keeps our content in your feed. And if you prefer audio, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify or Apple.